Hi, and welcome to the Bottom Line. I'm Pastor Paul Steele. I'm the senior pastor at Bethlehem Church in Austin, Minnesota. Now, the Bottom Line is our weekly summary of the previous Sunday's sermon. And if you've been following along with us, you know we've been in this sermon series entitled The Discipleship Road, as we talk about discipleship and how it's like this long journey that we go on, a journey that's going to take the rest of our lives. And so we've been doing so through the lens of the 15 Psalms of Ascent. Now, the Psalms of Ascent are prayers, songs, hymns that have been compiled together to prepare the pilgrim's heart for worship in Jerusalem. And that's a perfect image of what discipleship is. So discipleship is leaving that place you don't want to be to go to the place that God has prepared for us, or it's created for us. And so we come to this recognition that, hey, I'm not the person I want to be. And I long to be the person God created me to be. And so we take this journey of discipleship to realize the life that God has for us. And so our bottom line this past Sunday is this, that our discipleship journey requires obedience for us to complete the journey. Our discipleship journey requires obedience for us to complete the journey. And so the main verse that we looked at on Sunday is Psalm 132, verse 12. I'm not going to read the whole psalm. This is a longer psalm. So just looking at verse 12, this is what it says. If your descendants obey the terms of my covenant and the laws that I teach them, then your royal line will continue forever and ever. God has made a covenant, a promise to David, and said, your descendants, they're going to be this royal line that continues on forever and ever. And God's going to keep that promise. And the fulfillment of that covenant is in Jesus, who sits on the throne. But the point here in verse 12 is that God is saying for your individual descendants, for them to participate in my blessing, in the covenant blessing, they need to obey. They need to obey the terms of the covenant. They need to obey the law. They need to observe the law. So what does that look like for us? Well, Jesus in Mark chapter 12 was asked the question, what is the greatest commandment? And this is how Jesus replied. The most important commandment is this. Listen, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord, is the one and only Lord. And you must love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, and all your strength. The second is equally important. Love your neighbor as yourself. No other commandment is greater than these. Jesus said, these are the greatest commandments. If you do them, you're going to keep the law and the prophets. Love God, love people. That is how we experience the blessing of being in a covenant relationship with God. And so we love God by staying faithful to Him, avoiding the things of this world, avoiding the things that would lead us away from God. We love people as we serve them, as we help them, and as we show them that there's a better way to live. And as we obey, we demonstrate our trust in God, that His way is the best way, that He is the trustful guide for our lives. And so for that reason, our bottom line is our discipleship journey requires obedience for us to complete the journey. Our discipleship journey requires obedience for us to complete the journey. We need to show that we trust God more than we trust ourselves. And in this way, we are molded into the people. We are created into the people that He desires us to be. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the week. If you can, make sure you can join us on Sunday mornings at 10:30 here on YouTube or on Facebook or in person right next to Ellis Middle School in Austin, Minnesota. So hope to see you then. Have a wonderful week and God bless.